And here we are back at Elladale celebrating Dr. Jerry Haydel's life. And we're really glad to have some of a niece and nephew of his here with us, some people that kind of can tell us a little bit more about Dr. Jerry from their side. We have Margaret Haydel Johnson joining us. Margaret, thanks for joining us.
Hey, how you doing, Keith?
Very good. And sitting next to her, we have Dr. Bobby Haydel Jr. as well. Dr. Bobby, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thank you.
All right. And so, Margaret, tell me some of the first stories, some of the first things you can remember, maybe being at Dr. Jerry's and Miss Jean's house or playing with them, some of your first memories of Dr. Jerry.
I think everybody could say that the first memories we have is when we always would get together every Christmas at Mama and Papa Haydel's house. And we would get together, and Aunt Kathy would play the organ, and we would just sing Christmas carols, and, you know, all the brothers and sisters were there, and hundreds of grandkids, it seemed like. But I remember being at his house, and I think Larry kind of said it in his eulogy, part of his eulogy, is that I remember being at his house and Uncle Jerry getting on the piano, and he always wanted to play the Notre Dame fight song. And I remember sitting right next to him on the piano because our father loved the piano, so we all grew up loving the piano. So I would sit there, and he would just play for me, and he would play it over and over again because he would play for anybody that listened, just like Dad. I mean, that's just who they were.
Well, and so one of the things Margaret's never going to tell you, one of the more outstanding athletes in the whole Haydel family, I don't find it a surprise that he would play that fight song while you're sitting there listening.
Well, it was Notre Dame, so
yeah.
I'm more LSU.
Right. Or McNeese at the time, right?
Yeah. That's right.
And so the same question, Dr. Bobby. Tell us a little bit about maybe your first memories with Dr. Jerry or spending time with the family.
Well, Uncle Jerry was all about family, even extended family. And when we were all little bitty boys, it wasn't anything for him to say, Bobby, my dad, bring your boys, and we go to the duck camp, and we'd have 2 or 3 trips a year. And fishing for the redfish rodeo, he'd have the men, but then he'd say, Bobby, bring the boys. And we'd all go, and we'd have those fishing experiences with our uncles and hunting experiences with our uncles, which I loved. When I was a young boy, when we would sleep upstairs, it was like sleeping with the Three Stooges. You know, me. And you could never sleep as a boy. All those men, and I just think, well, you got to be a man if you can snore. But, you know, it was just really great. He would cook a big meal just like they were talking about at the duck camp. All the boys would get to eat, and, of course, we'd get shot upstairs where the men were downstairs doing their thing. But it was just a great outing that I would have never had to experience as a young boy without Uncle Jerry's generosity. And that goes for the Grand Isle Camp also. Also, their house. At that first house they were talking about, that little 3-bedroom house in Mulberry, we were all, Martin's right across the street behind there. Right. We're right around the corner. The Cazu's are right next door. And they had this one lot in between the Cazu house and Uncle Jerry's house. And that was Lot Central. There was either a football game, a kickball game, a whoopable ball game, tennis ball tag. Something was going on every day around in that area when we were all little. So that's just one of the ones to share. Wow. And Uncle Jerry and Aunt Jean were great.
And so really interesting, Martin tells the story about the kitchen table or the dining room table. That's where everybody got stitched up. So, Margaret, did you get any of those, get stitched up after any of those games?
No. My daddy did it.
Okay. Dr. Bobby Sr. did that, right? Bobby, you remember those as well? Did he stitch you up?
Well, one Uncle Jerry, I was lucky. We were just lucky to have the Haydels. I can't remember what happened to me, but all of a sudden I have a Sunday afternoon, my lips split all the way, and didn't have to worry about going to the ER. I just call, and whoever's there, Uncle Tommy, Bobby, come over here, I'll fix you right up. And they take right care of you. It didn't matter when, they always took care of family, and it was very, very, like for me, I'll try to serve and bring that, what they taught me, to always serve. That's what we're here to do, and help the people, so.
One of the things that we've been talking about is Dr. Jerry being an icon in this community, somebody who's made a huge difference in our community. That passes down through the generations. Dr. Bobby instilled that in you guys as well, right, about taking care of everybody else.
Well, I think, I tell you what, I feel very fortunate just to be in this loving family. Our family is so big, but I think one thing that we've all received from watching our parents, Uncle Jerry, Uncle Bobby, my daddy, sorry, and just our parents in general, is love of family, hard work, and love of work. And I think it really trickled down because we're all hard workers. And when we go in, we go all in. but there's no greater love than family, and
Wow.
that's most important to us.
Very well said, Margaret. So, Dr. Bobby, one of the things that it's always we've been asking all day with all of the physicians in the family, what was it that helped you make that decision to go into becoming a medical doctor? And did Dr. Jerry have anything to do with that?
Absolutely. I would tell you that Uncle Jerry and his brothers and my dad, they were the best people I had ever been around. I enjoyed them. I loved them. I loved them as people. I loved them the way they served the public. And I always tried to, and trust me, it is hard shoes to walk in. I've always tried to emulate and walk it as good as they taught it and mentored all of us. So I feel I am who I am today because of them. And I'm thankful, very thankful. And I just do everything I can. Hopefully I can pass that on to the next generation. Somebody will get the fire to serve and try to help people the best they can. And the better person you are, the better doctor you will be. And I think they always personified that.
And so very much we can talk about, we could have done this for hours about Dr. Bobby Sr. as well. A man of great passion and of great care, spent a lot of hours taking care of the people. His brother Jerry did the same. And so that's one of those things. And I could ask you what would be one word to describe it, but y'all just said it. It's family. It's about hard work. And it's about loving what you do. We're very, very thankful that the Haydels continue to do that. And even nieces and nephews of Dr. Jerry continue to do that. Thank y'all so much for spending a little time with us. We appreciate it.
Uncle Jerry would always go, still sits. Hey, boy! And it's still ingrained. Every time I think, that's what I think he's called.
No other way to do it than, hey, boy. And that'll do it for us here.